My name is Randy Schwantz. I'm the developer of Bignition. I'm the author of 5 different books on growing an agency, how to prospect, get indoors, how to sell and beat the incumbent, how to build a $1 million book of business, how to hire new producers, and then how to grow your agency. So let's get started on what I call the 4 pillars of success. And just go with me on the logic of this and see if you think this is true. My belief is this, that motivated, confident, organized producers with a plan will always outperform people who lack motivation, lack confidence, are poorly organized, and have a weak plan. Makes total sense. So then part of our job as leaders is to tap in to Billy's motivation. And what theoretically motivates Billy? Well, his success, having enough money to take care of his family, to provide for colleges and weddings and university, to take care of and help support a spouse, both now and then also at the point of retirement to the rest of the end of life. That if we can get Billy thinking about all this stuff from the inside out, that's what's going to cause Billy to want to get up every morning and go make big things happen. And so really what that is saying is Billy's got to have a reason and a purpose to get out of bed and go do extraordinary work, prospecting, selling, and retaining. But it's also true for you. You've got to have a reason and a purpose to be good at training, coaching, and developing your producers. And when you get all that stuff magically tied up, man, great things happen. So, motivated, reason and purpose to go grow a huge book of business. Number 2, confident. Confident is interesting in that confidence is just a feeling, and that feeling is driven by 2 things, skills and knowledge. And so the feeling is one of I can, or self-assured. That's what the feeling is. Feeling is I can do this. Feeling is I have insurance inside out that I can make this happen. And what drives that? Well, when I have the knowledge and the skills to go do something, like when I have the knowledge and skills to pick up the telephone, call somebody, get them on the phone, deliver a bold statement, turn that into an appointment, boom, I feel confident. If I get somebody on the phone, I don't know what to say. If I get somebody on the phone and they give me an objection, I don't know how to deal with it. If I go on a sales call and I don't know my differences, I'm not going to feel confident. If anything, I'm going to feel anxious. And when people are anxious and insecure because they're ignorant and they don't have the skills, well, then they're not going to be high performers. So here's what's important about this is that both you and them, it's within your locus of control to put them into training sessions and raise their skills and raise their knowledge and turn them into more confident producers. And just know that over time, you're going to grow them up. You're going to get them better, better, better. Here's the 3rd thing, organized. Here's what I want you to think about. If this producer has 100 clients and say 200 prospects, and they're currently working off of spreadsheets, yellow pads, sticky notes, and whiteboards, then by definition, they're probably pretty disorganized. The reason to be organized is to create massive efficiency. If I've got 100 clients, for every client, I got a business name, I got address, I've got probably a couple of buyers. For every buyer, I've got an email address, a phone number, a title. For every business, I've got a renewal date, I got revenue, I've got the incumbent. If you're following through with this, written service timeline, then I probably have 3 to 5 services that I promised. That's a lot of data points, probably as many as 30 per client. That's 3,000 data points. If I've got 200 prospects, probably 20 data points. So that's like 7,000 pieces of data. Either I'm well organized and prepared to go do things that make things happen because it's all there in front of me, or it's all spread out and my life is chaotic. And when it's chaotic, I'm really grossly inefficient. And so what happens here is if through the confidence building, we can create their effectiveness, and through organization, we can create efficiency. You lock those two things together, we got a high performer. If they're disorganized and very effective, or they're very effective and disorganized, or vice versa, then I might have a low performer, or not near what we could be. And we're talking about trying to tap people into their potential. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. The last is a plan. A plan is to our brain what software is to a computer. If you put buggy software on a computer, you're going to get buggy results. If our brain is working off of a buggy plan, then it's going to be confused, it's going to be chaotic, it won't know what to do or where to go. So the plan should very simply have, let's suppose that this producer has a $500,000 book of business, has 95% retention rate. Well, that means that going into next year, I got to write $25K just to break even. Then I sit there and go, well, and I want to grow by $100,000 so that I can make more money, save more money, fund my future, all that sort of stuff. I'm conscious of that. So that's $125,000. If my average account size is, say, 12.5, then I got to write 10 accounts. Okay, more clarity there. If I'm going to write 10 accounts, then I got to sit there and think about how many appointments do I need. Well, to get that, I have to reverse engineer. You know, what's my close ratio? And what's my walk away ratio? And then that's telling me I have to have this many appointments. Let's suppose it's 30. Now those 30 appointments, I got to either make dials or I got to work red hot introductions. And the more I know that maybe I have to make 8 dials a day and ask for 3 introductions a month, that's a plan. When there's a plan, you can coach. When there's a plan, they know what to do. When there's a plan, there's accountability around it. When there's no plan, then it's a bunch of chaos and nobody knows what the heck's going on with each other. So, motivated, confident, organized with a plan, always outperform people who lack motivation, lack confidence, lack organization, and lack a plan. And once again, within Big Nation, all these tools are in there. We just got to get you to care enough to go learn them and start to implement them. And look, everything has a learning curve. What doesn't? I went on a Porsche driving experience a couple of weeks ago. And you know, when I stepped out of I got a 2007 Porsche C4S into the brand new 2021 Porsche Carrera. There's just a learning curve. Different brakes, different engine, different horsepower, different shifting, different ways to adjust, different ways to put it in the sport mode. Everything was different. But nevertheless, I had enough familiarity I could figure it out pretty fast. You have enough familiarity with this. You'll figure it out fast if you, as a leader, chief growth officer, is committed to helping something big happen. So, motivated, confident, organized with a plan, always outperform those people who lack that. And so we ought to be focused on that as leaders. Got another formula coming up for you here in just a second.